The results-driven Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce invites you to connect your business with 1,000 other companies just like yours, including education and workforce development, healthcare, professional services, manufacturing, retail, nonprofit, trades and vocations, hospitality, among many others, and benefit with chamber programs and services such as government affairs, energy and economic development, small business assistance, networking opportunities, women in business programs, young people in business programs, and more. We invite your business to become a starring member of the Merrimack Valley Chamber today and see what difference this chamber will make for you. Join your community's most trusted, effective, and relevant business network connection today. The Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Bevilacqua. I'm the Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to welcome you all to another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. I'm here with a special guest today, Anthony Raia. Anthony is an author of he's a best-selling author in Canada of the book, she'll hold up the book there, Phlebotomy Fundamentals. And then Anthony, you're also a Trinity,
Mentoring and consulting.
Mentoring and consulting. So two great things to talk about today, but let's start about the book since you're holding that right there.
Certainly.
So Anthony, first off, introduce yourself to the guests and then let everyone know what the book is.
Well, great. Well, first, I'd like to thank you for having me here today.
Of course.
And so the book itself, I've been an educator in the field of medical assisting, which also includes phlebotomy and EKG. So when I was teaching, many times students would question me, like, can you explain a little more, which I've always said I did.
Yeah.
But as I was researching and looking at books, there was something that was missing. And I said, what it is the word why. So a few years ago, I started to write this book. And I explained why about different procedures, such as phlebotomy. And it turns out that not only the students can use this book, but also the layperson can read this book because it goes into much detail.
Yes.
And also, when students are reading this book, reading my book, when they go home and have an assignment to, say, read chapters 1 and 2, they have an understanding. So when they get back to class, they already have that understanding.
Sure.
Even though they may have more questions, a lot of questions are answered right here. And in Canada, it became a bestseller.
Congratulations.
And so thank you so much. And you can purchase this book pretty much through Amazon and Barnes & Noble as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
For those who aren't aware of it, what is phlebotomy?
So phlebotomy is the process of drawing blood from a vein. And pretty much, phlebotomy in itself is an art. You just have to master it and understand how to draw blood correctly. And that's what the book gets into. It gets into the whys, the do's, the don'ts. For instance, if someone has a scar, let's use that for an example.
Yeah.
Why don't you draw from a scarred area? Because the veins in that area may have been destroyed. So the chances of getting blood from that area become difficult.
Sure.
Or teaching a student understanding how to hold a tourniquet. Many don't know that if the tourniquet's on longer than a minute, the blood cells begin to become destroyed.
Wow.
The process,
Yeah.
or known as hemolysis. Mm-hmm. And what happens is the blood cells eventually die off, which will, and it could give a false reading. So again, it's very important to understand not only the procedure itself, but what goes behind that procedure. And that's where the why comes in. The why comes in, this is the reason. Why should you draw blood don't draw blood from a vein. I mean, from the vein that has a scar.
Sure, yeah.
Or if it feels hard.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, and the book is very, very detailed. But the other thing about this book, it doesn't just go into phlebotomy. It goes into EKGs. It also goes into vitals, which all lead back to phlebotomy.
Well, it's fascinating. I'm learning a lot just sitting here listening to those few minutes of you speaking about it. But I'm curious, how did you learn so much that you could put it all into this great book?
So I started my career back in 1992, and I had 4 doctors that I worked for in Boston who they knew that I wanted to go further in my career. And actually, my studies were actually in mortuary science. And so they kind of put me on their wing and helped me through the process of understanding. And that's where I learned a lot about different procedures. So not only what I learned from school, but they gave me all the insights of whys, the don'ts, the do's, and that all over the course of years, especially after becoming an instructor myself, understanding, for students to help them understand the reason behind all these procedures and how to become the best phlebotomist or EKG tech and so on.
Well, it really is amazing. Congratulations again on becoming a bestseller in Canada. That's really cool right there. And the book is amazing as well. But tell everyone at home, before we switch over the show to the second half, what we're going to be talking about, tell everyone at home how they can get more about, how they can actually order this book, how they can learn more as well. How do people do that?
Certainly. So the book, you can order the book through Amazon, or you can also go to Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble, you can get the same day, next day. Same thing with Amazon. Many other bookstores are carrying it as well, so you can order through there. You can also email me as well. So if you're looking if you may have questions, you can always email me at RAIA, my first name Anthony, the number 7 @gmail.com.
Well, it really is amazing. Congratulations again. But that's not all you do. You're also, with Trinity, you do many other services as well. Tell me what Trinity is.
So, as I was going on with teaching and mentoring students, it came across to me as teaching in one of the Boston hospitals. I started mentoring teachers. Not only that, but I also was teaching for one of the colleges. And it came to me that using this book, Mike, it got me to the point where I said, what about mentoring other students and teachers? But it was to help them to understand how to study, but also to help teachers to keep students engaged. Teachers are great. We all have different ways of teaching. But this is what I do is
how do you keep your classroom engaged?
Exactly, how to do that, because maybe there's something else that could be added to help the students stay engaged, but also helping students that might be, as far as learning, maybe they're not grasping something. I help them to find ways to learn or to understand or help to memorize something.
Yes.
And it's been very effective, and I've been doing that
Congratulations, that's great.
Quite some time. So that's where Trinity came.
Now, does Trinity work with the students? Do they work with the teacher? Who do they work with?
Trinity, we work with not only students, but we work with teachers, but we also can work with the student body and also the teachers in the various schools. And what I do is I just go to the school and I sit down with them, let them know what I do, and then we take it from there.
Okay.
And since I've started it, the students have been wanting to go back and learn more, and it's been helping teachers. So that keeps the attrition rate.
Oh, I'm sure.
So and that's what we want. Because especially someone who doesn't matter what field, but if you have it's a student who's engaged, it makes it easier for the teacher to help. To
teach the class, of course.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think it is that makes the students more engaged after sitting down with you and going through these programs?
I think it's just to help them and show them that even though there might be a block somewhere, it's to teach them how to overcome that. And then once we find that niche there, we say this is the best route for you.
Sure.
And we go over it until they understand how to keep themselves engaged. It's not only keeping themselves engaged while at home reading or studying, but also to learn to stay engaged at school. But that also works along with the teacher.
Yeah, and that's great because the students can take that home, throughout their life and, really apply that to advance and succeed as well. So, how do the schools, how do people find out more about this? How do they contact you?
So we are working
how do they get more details?
Absolutely. So what you can do is we are working on a new website, but for now, you can still reach me through the book is my last name, RAIA, my first name, Anthony, the number 7 @gmail.com. I do have a direct phone number you can reach me at for both the book and for Trinity, and that's 978-332-2242. And I answer anytime pretty much up until usually 5 o'clock. But please leave a message and I will get to you as soon as possible.
No, that's great. Now, how did you acquire the services to learn this thing about Trinity so you can go and apply it into these classrooms?
So what I basically, as far as what I did is doing my research, understanding students and seeing what their engagement is. That's what got me to where I need to be to help teachers and the students.
No, it's great. So what's, we have phlebotomy fundamentals, you have Trinity. What's the next thing for you? Or anything else down the road that you're seeing right now? Any of the books on the way at all?
So right now I am working on another book. As I'm kind of like halfway into the book right now. It's going to be in the medical assisting area. I haven't given it an official name yet, but it's going to be
something to look out for down the road.
Down the road, I'm not sure exactly when. I do get the publishing companies who have been reaching out to me asking when I'm ready to publish my next book. Well, so I've been very
working on that right now. Yeah. Well, congratulations again. It really is amazing, all the success you've had with this book. And I have to ask you, what do you think makes it a bestseller in Canada?
From what I understand, is that the engagement of students. I guess they purchased the book, and then others have been purchasing, and they noticed there was an increase of sales.
Wow!
And I got a phone call one day and saying if I would come out, and I went to Canada, to Toronto, and my book was right there in the bestseller, and
wow!
And so there's been quite a volume being sold, and I'm actually set up to go back out probably in a few weeks, because they asked if I could do a book signing as well.
Oh, pretty cool.
So.
Well, Anthony, congratulations again on the success. We look forward to hearing more about great things coming out from you. Tell everyone at home one more time how they can get in contact with you with any questions they might have.
Certainly. You can reach me by email, which is Raia, R-A-I-A, Anthony, the number 7, @gmail.com. Or you can also reach me by my phone, which is 978-332-2242. And please leave a message, and I will get back to you fairly quickly, and I will answer your questions. Just so you know, if you ask me a question and whatever, you're going to get the why. So,
very good. Well, congratulations again. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Mike.
And
thank
you all for joining us for another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business Program, and we look forward to seeing everyone soon as well. Thank you.